what I want to talk to you about, because I don't want to make any unilateral decisions, I like consulting the audience to see what they think. If I'm keeping it real, and again, I'm going to put on the screen, I did not, nor did Jen think we were going to raise this much money in such a short period of time. We launched the GoFundMe on September 12th, 2018. And we have raised $35,451, which comes out to about $10,125 a month, if my math is correct. So we're raising over $10,000 a month. And we are, not crazy close, but fairly close to our $50,000 goal. We thought that we probably raised maybe like $5,000 a month, $7,000. We definitely didn't think $10,000 a month, which shows you how desperately people want what we are offering, which is in the field reporting of a disappearing middle class, environmental genocide, police brutality, economic oppression, state and local level corruption, all those things. So we would like to raise our goal. We would like to raise our goal beyond $50,000. But I didn't want to do that without talking to the audience. And I'll tell you why we want to raise our goal beyond $50,000. Again, radical transparency. I want to talk to the audience before doing anything. Again, number one, we didn't expect to grow and raise money this quickly. And number two, and most important, I think, I can't give you how I know this, but I do know this, that Bernie Sanders is going to run for president. I cannot go any further than that, other than to tell you I have good sourcing and solid sources that tell me that decision has already been made. I don't know when he is going to be announcing, but if I had to guess, I would say probably the end of January, maybe February. Again, not giving you an exact date. That is what I believe. Obviously, when we set the amount that we wanted to raise at $50,000, we did have in mind, we want to raise money both to go in the field and report on a lot of different things, but we also had in mind we want to have money to cover, to run Bernie. Hank, no, I'm not talking about weapons of mass destruction. My sources are better than Colin Powell. So bottom line, even if we hit the 50,000 mark relatively soon, and at the pace we're going, we're raising $10,100 something a month, we would hit 50,000 in a month and a half if we stay at that pace. Even at $50,000, we would not have the funding here yet. We are working significantly behind the scenes to get larger funding beyond GoFundMe. But we would not have the funding to cover Bernie Sanders' campaign on the ground as much as I think it needs to be covered. So as a result of that, I am coming to you before making any decisions and saying we would like to raise our GoFundMe amount to $65,000. And obviously that's significantly higher than $50,000. But the reason is to cover the Bernie Sanders campaign, and even if we hit $65,000, that wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't be enough to cover the whole campaign. But it would give us enough of a cushion that we can cover several primaries. We could cover before the primaries. We could cover before the primaries when he has rallies, when he has events. And I think if you watched us Sunday, and I showed you the all-out assault on Bernie Sanders right now, I think it's going to be extremely, extremely important that there is truly, and I'm saying truly, independent media on the ground during this campaign to debunk and to push out the message of Bernie Sanders. As I always tell you, I personally support Bernie Sanders. That doesn't affect my factual reporting. So if Bernie does something bad, I'm going to say it. If I find out something corrupt about Bernie, I'm going to report it. So far, I haven't. But the bottom line is, Patrick, thank you for $2 in the super chat. Yes, for the increase. You're the man, Jordan. Appreciate it, Patrick. You're the first super chat of 2019. Appreciate it, Patrick. But I didn't want to unilaterally press that edit button, move it up to 65,000 without talking to the audience. So this isn't trying to move the goalposts because we're getting greedy. This is, I have it on high authority that Bernie Sanders is running for president. I would like to be able to be in the field in the early days of that campaign to cover it. We saw what happened in 2016 with the Bernie blackout. We saw what happened in 2016 with basically the corporate media just being treacherous, smearing him, propaganda put out there, not even reporting his crowd sizes, not even reporting the movement and his energy. And I believe Status Coup has to be out there to show you what's actually happening. We are not going to be working to elect him. We are journalists. I'm not going to work avidly to elect Bernie Sanders, but I am going to be working avidly, A, to get larger funding in the background, but B, to get enough funding that we could cover it. Because I think it's important. Obviously, you know, the Young Turks exists. I think they'll be out there. I don't know if they'll be out there as much as I was in 2016, but they'll be out there. But other than that, I don't know of many outlets that will be out at Bernie rallies doing what you know me for, which is interviewing voters, interviewing his supporters, interviewing local politicians in these communities, in these primary states that support him, covering local stories in the key primary states. It's not just about covering the campaign. It's about being on the ground, covering the local issues that are really going to decide this election, not the propaganda and nonsense the corporate media covers. So that is why I would like to raise the GoFundMe goal. Obviously, it's going to take us longer to raise $65,000 versus $50,000. However, I got nothing better to do on Sundays. I'm going live every Sunday, rain or shine, all-day marathons. We start at noon Eastern on Sundays, and sometimes we go till 8 o'clock at night. So if I'm willing to do the work, I really, really hope you will join me in helping me raise this money. Obviously, a lot of you are already tapped out, so I understand if some of you need a little break from donating, that's fine. But I would like to raise it to $65,000, and I'm telling you what that extra money is going to be on, and a lot of that extra money will be to cover the Bernie Sanders campaign. So, buy a super chat poll in the super chat. Yes to raising, no to raising. Go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wow, that's a hell of a lot of yeses. Well, somebody once told me take yes for an answer. So here I go. Are you ready? In fact, go to 70? Should we do 70? Darth Corey, now you're really making me work. Go to 70? All right. 70 it is. All right. Now we start anew, folks. We have raised $35,451 of our $70,000 goal. Thank you guys for understanding, and onward. Now, the last thing I'll say before I get to Elizabeth Warren, part of how we're going to cover this campaign on the road, Bernie, we want to cover as much as the Bernie Sanders campaign, and obviously we'll be fair and try to cover some of Elizabeth Warren's events, but predominantly my goal is to cover Bernie Sanders. I think that is who the corporate media is going to take out. I think they're going to try to take out Bernie Sanders, and I think we definitely need real, authentic, aggressive coverage to get the word out of the movement behind Bernie Sanders. I think Bernie Sanders has a better chance than Elizabeth Warren, which I'm going to get to in a bit. Part of that is also us building up long term. So a huge way that not only GoFundMe, that we're going to be able to cover the 2020 campaign is membership. So I hope all of you looking at your budgets for 2019 can go to statuscoup.com, click on Become a Member, check out the options. When Jen is back, we're going to create a third level because quite a few people have communicated that they want to contribute more than $10 a month. If you're a patron, I've already told you, you could stay right there as a patron. If you're not a patron, we prefer people signing up through our website for membership because our website takes a smaller percentage than Patreon. And we also don't want to really be reliant on third-party platforms long-term. which Patreon is a third-party platform, and I don't like the fact that Patreon's beginning to suppress and deplatform content and individuals. So, statusquo.com/join. We have 61 members right now. We would like to get to 100 members by the end of January. So there's the join link. And of course, here's the GoFundMe link. And you could find both of these links in the description of this live stream.